Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace. You gon' see the flex when you hear these written.
Music licensing reimagined.
I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed. Cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience and the pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision. I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dust Off the Mic. I am your humble host, Dustin Yelowitz. I am alone in the studio for the first time in a while, ladies and gentlemen, but I do have a very, very special guest on with me tonight. To my knowledge, leading in paranormal and cryptozoology and Bigfoot and Sasquatch as a whole. I have a very dear friend, Eric, the Squatcher Spinner, with us here, ladies and gentlemen. Can we give him a round of applause to the no person that's watching right now at the moment on my end? How you doing, bud?
Woo.
Let's go.
Hey, better and better. How about you?
I'm so good, man. I'm so good. Looks like we still got a little bit of an audio delay, but that's all right. We're going to have a great conversation anyway. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let me just fix this real quick. God, I hate being so bad at technology. This is why production for me is so tough. Okay. So for those of you at home or watching live or watching later on, Eric and I have known each other for a very long time. And through our own trials and tribulations, we met, and through certain organizations and people, we blossomed a beautiful friendship. And not only is he very near and dear to my heart, but I get to safely and securely tell my friends, I got a Bigfoot guy. And yes, do I have a Bigfoot guy, man? Take everybody back. Take everybody back, dude. I want them to know who you are, how this started. Like, how does somebody develop a passion for Sasquatch hunting and Pine Barrens folklore and cryptozoology? Take me back, bud.
Right on. Hey, it's great to be a guest on your show. Congrats on the podcast. You're looking good. I definitely enjoyed watching some previous episodes. But what got me into the Bigfoot realm was my father took me to a movie in New York, actually, to see Sasquatch, The Legend of Bigfoot. I was like 10 years old, and man, I'll tell you, I couldn't sleep for a month. Okay, I kept picturing this hairy arm coming through the window to grab me.
Out of fear or excitement?
Fear, yeah.
Okay.
Total fear. And, fast forward, I got brought down here kicking and screaming down to Jersey from New York. And
Dirty Jersey.
Never gave Bigfoot a thought. Yeah. But turns out, the Pine Barrens are right in our backyard here.
Sure
and
are.
of course, everybody's heard of the legend of the Jersey Devil, right? But we spent a lot of time out in the woods, as young teenagers, and campouts and bonfires and partying, but never gave thought about Bigfoot. About 2006, I guess it was, I decided to put down the drink and the drug, and I needed something to, fill in that gap for the thrill seeking. So I got online and I found the BFRO's website, and I could not believe how many sightings were in New Jersey, So I started doing some armchair research and speaking with other people in their, they had a discussion board back then. And so I started learning a little bit, and then I attended an expedition back in 2008 in northwestern Pennsylvania, in the Allegheny Forest, and that's where I had my first experience, actually. And it's just
Now, when you say first experience,
there,
when you say first experience, take me through that. I want to play by play, get as visual as you can. I want to know, what was your first experience?
Well, I drove out the 6.5 hours out to PA, and I got there a night early, and I'm in the camp office looking at some shirts they had available. It was the oh gosh, the Jacob's creature is what it was, because there was a trail camera footage that came from that area. Rick and Tom Jacobs had captured what they thought was a juvenile Bigfoot. So I was looking at the shirts, and this guy walks in looking all disheveled. Turns out it's Todd from Ontario, Canada. So he and I set up our tents near one another. Was a researcher already at that point a long time. So we became fast friends, and then another guy from Ohio joined our tent, site, and we kind of hung out for the 3 or 4 nights that we were out there. We had some activity the first couple of nights in the sense of wood knocks that sometimes you hear.
Wood knocks. Okay.
What is
a wood knock?
Wood knocks. Well, it's an indicator. It's a signal that sometimes squatches will do to alert other squatches that there's pink hairless primates in the area.
And they're just like knocking on, like they're knocking on a door, or is it they taking a stick and doing this, or to your knowledge, or what you think it could be?
A branch that they're using. Some people feel like they clap their hands in front of their mouth. I don't know. We haven't actually filmed one doing a knock, but I know I've heard knocks, which I'll get to, that sounded like artillery fire, So anyway, Thursday night we had gone to a different camp, because Wednesday night, the first night we were there, we just went out, he and I, and had not really any activity. We hung up some pheromone chips, and we heard some vibrations in the ground, but we were near where these Jacobs photos were taken. So the next night we had our group meetings and everything during the day, the introductions and stuff. And so we went to set up a campsite, and then we found out at the group meeting that another group from New York had already claimed that spot. So Todd, being the gracious person he is, we pulled up our tent stakes and we went and looked for another one, which ate up part of our night, and then we wound up going to a campsite that was really non-productive.
They claimed the spot? They claimed your spot?
Well, they said, oh yeah, we had our eyes on that spot, so hey, what can I say?
Fuck you, this is my Bigfoot and spot,
right?
bitch.
I was a newbie.
Oh,
so
you don't want. Okay,
you know what I mean?
I got it. You don't want to drag your dick through their campsite, being the new Bigfoot guy. I got you.
Yeah, I didn't want to start any trouble.
I got you.
But, so we didn't have much activity. Yeah, what can I say? But then the next night we went to a different location down by the lake, up on the hill, and we set up camp. Real primitive, like literally taking our business into the bushes, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that night we had some fun. Actually, it's a funny story, if you will. Entertain me for a moment.
Go on.
We were setting up our thermal imager on a tripod, and we had night vision goggles and stuff,
Ooh.
And as we're preparing dinner, we see a target on the therm. So Todd, goes out with his red LED on and his night vision, and very very soon after he started walking out, the target disappeared. So he said, it's gone. Yeah. Right. So he comes back into camp. We continue making dinner, and then it comes back again. So this time, Tom from Ohio, he walks out, right? And he's got night vision goggles on his head.
Now, no, before you continue, I'm sorry to cut you off.
That's
now,
okay.
the knife, I play a lot of Call of Duty, and I play a lot of video games, and I'm sure some of my one or two fan base do too. Is it like the nods that go out like this, like Spec Ops, or are they just like single or monocle? I want the visual.
These were the dual.
Okay. Splinter Cell.
Not
I like it.
I have the monocle one.
Okay, those are cool too. Those are cool too.
With the
okay,
headgear,
sorry. You indulged my nerd urges. Thank
you. Old girlfriend. Yeah, he had the dual ones. Okay. And the thermal that we were using was a thermal XPI, I think it was called, a 320. So that also had the two lenses, I guess. But it didn't have. It had to have separate recording capability, which we had plugged into a device to record any thermal images we got. So that was cool. Anyway, Tom goes out, and he's walking out there, and I'm on the radio, but I'm on the wrong channel. Another newbie mistake, okay? And I
Okay.
have night vision. Todd's looking through the therm, and with therm you can't judge distance. You can see heat signatures, but you can't tell how far they are. Okay?
There's no like
So
there's
Tom
no like
gets out
rangefinder
there,
on that thing.
Not on this one, no. Mm-mm.
Okay.
On my new one, yes, but anyway, back then, nothing.
Okay.
So
You've
we're
updated
seeing
since
this
then.
heat
Awesome.
signature, and Todd, absolutely. Tom's walking out, and Todd is on the radio with him, and he says, "It's on your right," and he goes, "And it just stood up," and so Tom goes into a crouch position. He had a 9mm on him, which we didn't know at the time, and he's got the night vision goggles, so
Yeah.
you can't see the therm.
He's ready to
heat
fucking
signature.
go.
And he doesn't know where to, yeah. And he's spinning around with this.
This dude's ready to
And
get
so
fucking
then
Grand Theft Auto with a
We
Bigfoot.
realize, yeah.
Oh
Right? I'm like, what do you think you're going to do with a 9mm? This thing is going to tear
Piss it
your
off,
head off.
probably, if
okay?
it's as big as they say.
So, right. So Todd realizes at this point it's a deer. Okay?
Oh,
and he
Jesus
radios
Christ.
Tom. He says, "Don't worry, it's just a deer." And we watch this deer walk off, okay? So Todd and I are cracking up at this point. You know how you
Sure.
get that nervous tension and
Sure.
when you know it's okay, you start laughing.
Yeah.
So Tom comes walking back up into base camp, and he goes, and he hears us laughing. He says, "I don't think it's very funny. I don't think it's funny at all. I might think it's funny tomorrow, but right now I don't think it's very funny." And that made me crack up and piss my
Story of
pants
my
even
life.
more, okay? So-
Story of my life. It's not funny now,
So-
but it will be funny later.
things calm down. I'm feeling
Mm-hmm.
guilty and I'm feeling a little bad about, laughing. So
Mm-hmm.
I say, okay, it's my turn. So I grab a roll of toilet paper. I say, I got to go out and use the tree, And
Mm-hmm.
I had a red LED on. I walk out probably 200 yards from camp, and I knew they were going to mess with me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I get out there and I take a leak on a tree. And so then they're yelling, because I didn't have my radio, they're yelling, there's something on your right. There's something on your right. And so I lean down, I pick up a branch, and there's a stump in front of me. I start beating this stump, right?
Mm-hmm.
I destroy this stump. And right after I get done, I hear a knock from on the hillside in front of me, a single wood knock, and it sounds like, okay?
Wow. Is that what they sound like?
Yeah,
Like
and
that
I go,
noise?
well, sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes that's what it sounds like. Exactly like that, okay?
Wow.
And I turn to him and I say, "I got a knock." And they're like, "What?" "I got a knock."
And you're standing there holding your dick, trying to relieve
thinking-
yourself, and you're like, "I got
Yeah.
a cock. Don't eat me, Bigfoot."
And I went the furthest. I went the furthest from camp, okay? And I had nothing for protection. So I said, "You know what? That was a single knock. That means don't come any closer." So I turned around. I start walking back to camp.
Wait, what did you just
I
say?
come back
It
into
means
camp.
don't come any closer? How do you know that?
Don't. It's like a warning. Well, there's been some research that we've done that kind of determines what certain things mean. You know what I mean? That's my interpretation.
Has somebody like said "fuck that"
So-
one knock and just walked past and gotten their ass beaten by a Bigfoot? Like what is that? What does that mean? That's a warning. If that's what the fuck? I dare you, Bigfoot. Just
Better not come any closer.
what the fuck? I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. Go
I'm
ahead.
telling you, in Pennsylvania, like I heard
you're in
5
Pennsatucky
knocks when
too.
there
I
was
forgot. You're not
5
even in
of
the
us
Pine
out.
Barrens.
Pennsatucky.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a little bigger out there. Pennsylvania's the third in the reports that come into our database. Pennsylvania's third in the amount of how many sightings happen. So
Really?
it's a pretty active area. Yeah.
Now, what's the
so anyway,
not to make fun of the Bigfoot believer population in PA, but what's the drug usage population in that region as well? Like meth or PCP? Like, I just want to make sure they don't think it's their neighbor's dog going, "Ah, thank fucking God I found it. We're good, honey. We seen it. Call the news."
Nothing wrong. Nothing. Nothing wrong here, honey.
So go on. Go on.
So I get back to camp and I tell them I had a knock, and they're like, yeah, sure,
Yeah, they don't believe.
But I had a digital recorder stuck in my pocket. Okay.
No way, you got it?
And so I pull up I recorded the knock. Yeah.
Let's go.
So Todd being the the research expert that he was, okay, he's like, well, we got to find out if it was other campers or if there's other people in the area. So we proceed to hike up this forest road for like a mile. And, just to eliminate the possibility that there was other campers there that may have done the knock. In the interim, we got another knock because we were doing some back and forth relays. I have a blast block. It's a percussion instrument, and I use a mallet to do some, quick responses.
To emulate the wood.
So, yeah, we exactly. We wound up
cool.
getting another knock response. So we got 2 knocks at this point.
Was it a warning? Or was it a welcome? Was it?
Got,
is there a? Do you guys? Is there a
exciting.
horny knock? Is there like?
It was definitely a distinct wood knock. Okay, wood on wood. Okay. Also heard a bear huffing though too, and so that was something else we picked up on our way back to camp. So anyway, we get back. We're excited. We got 2 knocks. We're like, well, let's not tell anybody at the group meeting in the morning we got knocks, or they're going to want to all come over to this side of the lake. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So turns out though, Chip and his group that took our site, they actually captured one on therm. Okay,
those fuckers.
They saw a Squatch on thermal image.
Those fuckers.
But they had the same type of gear, but they didn't have a recorder. Okay, so we're like, oh, cool. Well, that way outdoes our 2 knocks, so we can now talk about our knocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But you guys do you think you could have collabed your audio to their thermal and maybe gotten something together? Is that what you wind up doing?
Probably not. We wound up doing that on the last night, and we had another team down below from us, and we were doing some back and forth provocations, and we got some other activity, and the recording from that is hysterical. My friend Mike, who's the BFRO guy that got me as an investigator, he brought me in. He was just so excited and cursing, and it was funny. But anyway, so now, the last. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Continue, please.
I was just gonna say the last night, we had some activity, but Todd and I decided to stay on. Sundays these things end, okay? So Todd and I decided we're gonna stay another night on Sunday, and we went back and set up camp where Chip and his group had their thermal sighting. So we set up our 2 tents about 50 feet away from each other. And we must have hiked in the forest for about 3 or 4 hours until the wee hours of the morning. We get back to base camp. We had no activity. But it was cool to be in that spot where there was allegedly a Sasquatch seen a couple of nights earlier. Okay. He says to me, all right, let's go in our tents and hope for the best. So as I'm getting in my tent, he radios me and says, hey, I just heard a scream. Come on back out. So we walk back down towards the swamp. A scream, yeah. That's another vocalization, okay. We therm the area, nothing. So we head back to the camp. It's about 4:30, I guess now. And and he says, all right, say a prayer and hope for the best. So I get in my tent. I'm laying there on my back in my tent, and I say a prayer. Not 5 minutes later, I hear something coming from where the road was, because where we were, the road was like a 90-degree turn. Okay, it's like a forestry road that these gas pipelines are on. Okay. I hear something coming over the berm, and it walks around to where my head is. I'm laying there on my back. It comes, and the moon is still slightly out. The sun hasn't come up yet.
So you got some silhouette going, probably.
I could see the silhouette of this thing come around.
Fuck, man, that's a horror movie. That's a nope. That's a nope.
I'm from New York. Okay, I wasn't even camping at this point.
Dude, I'm from South Jersey Pine Barrens, brother. Fuck that. I'm out. I'm a dust-shaped hole in that tent, for real.
This is where it gets good, though. This thing comes around to my head. It crouches down, takes a deep breath. It goes, and then it reaches like into the tent fabric. Over my head. I'm laying there, and it comes over my head. There's 4 fingers pressing in my tent fabric. My heart is pounding in my chest. I had my radio in my hand, so I clicked the radio 3 times to get Todd's attention. Nothing.
Who the fuck is Todd? Where the fuck is he? Where the fuck? He's clicking, dude. Where are you at? Continue.
So, I hear a vehicle approaching. And like I said, we were right on this 90-degree turn. So this vehicle's approaching, and just before it would have rounded the corner and illuminated this individual, this thing stands up and turns and runs through camp over the fire ring, and I hear it hit the brush, and you can hear it bipedally running, boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? It's like not like a deer sounds or a quadrupedal would sound. I click my radio again 3 times more, nothing.
Dude, fuck Todd. Dude, fuck that guy.
A few seconds later, I'm
Todd
hearing what sounds like
everything he stands for. Leaving my boy hanging like that. I'm very upset about Todd and his performance right now. Continue.
Todd's great. He has his own channel on YouTube too. So
I'm sorry. I don't know Todd well enough to tell him to go. But you left my boy out there hanging. Okay, I'll take your word for it.
So
I don't buy it.
So, I hear what sounds like equipment starting up, and then a few moments later, Todd comes on the radio. You all right over there?
Oh,
I said, were you walking around outside my tent? He says, no, I wasn't walking around outside your tent.
What the fuck were you doing,
Todd? Soon after that, the adrenaline got to me, and I passed the hell out, okay? And next thing I know, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and Todd's got his tent broke down, all packed up. He's like, hey, go retrieve your trail camera. I'll help you with your tent. And basically, we said our goodbyes and headed home, The funny thing was we both, were recording audio, and after reviewing our audio, we could not hear any of the footfalls. We couldn't hear any of the, any of that. So it's what we call the curse of Squatch, the curse of Sasquatch.
Oh, man.
But they had another expedition 2 weeks later, which we weren't able to get on because of our schedules. So Todd and I decided to meet back up out there 3 weeks later, and we just kind of pretended to be, like campers, not squatchers. Okay. And we did wind up recording another real cool knock. I got it recorded on my digital recorder. I did a couple of knocks with a branch I picked up off the ground. He was about 100 yards down the hill where these Jacobs photos were taken, and I did the knocks, and I said, and then a minute later I heard the response. I go, I got a knock. I got a response. He goes, copy that. I heard it. So, and I got it recorded. So that was cool.
Awesome.
That was my first.
So that one you did get recorded. That's fucking awesome.
I got that recorded too. So I've already had. That was a couple of. I had already recorded some in New Jersey in the Pine Barrens.
And you said that was 08.
Earlier areas. That was 08.
I got a bug in the studio. Fantastic.
I
got a bug in the studio. Oh, so you said that was 08. And then how many excursions? I guess you would put it. How many excursions would you say you've been on to hunt for him? And how many different cryptids have you followed as well? Because I know you verse yourself. You're very diverse in that field. So what else have you done?
Well, I'm a flesh and blood guy when it comes to Sasquatch. There's people that believe they're interdimensional. They can go through portals and stuff.
I like those
or maybe
people.
come down from UFOs. Okay, and they're cool. I'm all open to that. But I've always been that these are relic hominids, okay? We're hominids, we're primates, okay?
Yeah.
But the following year, I went out to British Columbia on another expedition in the Sunshine Coast, and that's where I actually saw my first one, okay? So that's in British Columbia, yeah. The first night I went there, again early, the expedition organizer picked me up at the ferry and took me to base camp, and it was just he and I. And he had this little camper, and he says, okay, you sleep here on the cot. And literally, he says, and leave the door open. I'm like, you out of your effing mind?
What did you just say to me? You have a shotgun?
And he's going to be in the bedroom with the door closed.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, okay.
I'll leave the door open. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
You just leave the door open. Don't you worry about it. Sasquatch come in there and just pluck your butthole right open.
Yeah. Right? That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, we had a lot of activity every night, every day. We had rocks thrown at us. I got hit right here by a rock thrown at me in base camp.
A big one or like a little one? Because I imagine a Sasquatch doesn't just pick up a little rock. He picks up a hooker. Like it's like my Yankee Candle maybe.
No, there's been grapefruits. I mean, like watermelon sized rocks thrown too. But this was a little rock. It hit me right here.
That's a boulder.
Fell down into the crack of my. Yeah, it was a little.
That's a nice boulder, but it's a boulder.
But I have it.
You have the boulder?
I brought it home from BC. It's a pebble.
Oh, sorry.
But I got hit by sticks too. I got hit by sticks also. Okay, that were about this big. Okay, 6 or 7
They're
inches
just
long.
flicking stuff at you like a cigarette.
Thumbnail imprint.
He's like, man.
Well, he was
flicked it right
tossing
at
it
you.
over the berm. Okay, tossing it over at us to get our, to see what kind of rise he could get out of us. I also smelled him at that same night.
Ooh, what do you
and
smell
I called
like?
over another,
Bet he smelled like Old Spice.
like human biosolids.
Does that mean
Yeah.
shit?
And I know what
You
they
mean
smell
shit.
like because I stepped
I mean
in them.
shit.
Yeah.
Human biosolids.
That's what they use, apparently. That's what they use for fertilizer, apparently, in British Columbia. And I thought it was asphalt. But when I stepped into what I thought was asphalt, up to my ankle and shit,
Solid
they
bio.
almost didn't let me get back in the Jeep to go back to base camp.
Well, yeah, because you smell like Sasquatch shit. It smells like Bigfoot's dick.
Should I be chatting on our YouTube? Should I
want,
welcome
dude,
the guests?
I'm paying attention to you. I mean, I think we have two or three people on right now. Yeah, but I'm paying attention to you, man.
Okay.
I want to hear this. They'll let them. If you want to
So-
respond to the comments, by all means. Oh, I see some.
I just said, "Hey, Squatchers."
Oh, biosolids.
That was me.
Somebody wrote.
But no, that's what he smelled like. And I called over another attendee, and I said, "You smell that?" He says, "Yeah." I said, "That stink." So
No shit.
but no, the first night, it
Stank. Who says that? It stank.
it's
That Squatch
well,
stank.
But I'll tell you what, the first official night of the expedition, man, the girls had gone around with their little red LEDs on around the base camp. And when they
those are
came
cool.
back, I'm sitting there in my camp chair, and literally from up on the hillside in front of me, there's a knock that sounded like an artillery fire went off, okay? I went, "Oh my God." And Rob jumps up and grabs the bat and runs over to the knocking tree and does a return knock. And I almost said, "Don't do it," but he was the organizer, you know what I mean? And after that, it was nothing.
It makes you wonder if this is how loud they are when they fuck with people. How loud are they when they're banging? Like, there's got to be male and female, I'd imagine, right? Like they make you said there's little ones.
Yeah.
They don't fuck quiet, I imagine. Like, tell me you got all. What do you got? Oh, is that a little baby foot?
They don't come out of the mother 7 feet tall, you know. This is a juvenile.
And my wife complains about pushing my child out. Look at that. Slacker.
Well,
Just kidding, I love you, honey, don't hurt
juvenile
me.
ones from the Pine Barrens. But look at the
That just looks
thickness
like
of
a
that.
dude's foot. It looks like a dude's
Well,
foot.
yeah, you would think so.
Yeah, but it's
But
like
from where
flatter.
they
It doesn't
were
have any like
found-
arch.
It doesn't have the transverse arch, right?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they don't come out of the mother 7 feet tall, okay? And
hope not.
literally, you know. But I'll tell you what, man, on this expedition, we went to this place, No Name Lake, and we get all set up, and there's like apparently a 9.5 foot tall alpha male, all black hair, right? And I'm like,
They have
yeah,
a hierarchical
here
structure.
we go.
Like wolves.
They do.
Like
They do
alpha,
have a-
beta.
well-
So there's just some bitch ass Sasquatch in the back of the group going, "No, I wish I was cooler.
No, when
I'm
they
a
get to
big.
that
My
age,
feet are
they're actually-
big-ish, I guess." I'm sorry.
Look, it's big. Look, it's Bigfoot. Hey, look, it's little.
I'm
weenie.
Bigfoot. He's bigger foot. That's the biggest foot we got.
Hey, that's the nicest thing I've been called all day.
I'm like medium
big
feet,
ass, too.
I guess.
Some
got
slacker
foot
ass
envy.
Sasquatch. All right, so a big ass 9,000
No.
foot tall alpha male has you in his clutches and he's about to eat you.
Yeah,
out.
and it's me, it's Rob, and this guy Neil, the one that was everybody was looking at his laptop at his orbs. Okay, that he believes Bigfoot follows him home in his orbs. Okay, so
I'm
again,
sorry.
I'm not putting them down.
What
but
orbs?
I
What
don't-
orbs does he possess that has Bigfoot?
You
In it?
know, you ever seen orbs when people take pictures? You might see an orb in the photo.
Oh,
or whatever.
oh,
right?
okay,
Neil believes in
okay.
lizard people, and that Bigfoot follows him home in an orb. Okay?
Yeah, I feel
So
like
he was
lizard
showing me
people's a far
pictures
cry
of
away.
these
If
orbs
Bigfoot's like
earlier.
your daily passion is Bigfoot, lizard people, it's not too hard to get you on board with that. You know, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah,
if somebody
it's-
came at you with
it's
some
not a
valid
big-
proof,
it's not a
you
big
as a
step.
Bigfoot guy would be like, you know what, I'm in. Fuck yeah.
Bring them on. But yeah, anyway, that's neither here nor there. But we got all set up. We had all our gear out and ready to go. I'm taking notes, okay? We hear another power knock, like artillery, okay? Then a tree gets pushed over. Okay?
How big was
Then
the tree?
another knock.
Hold on. How
Another
big was the
tree gets pushed over. I'm thinking, oh, man, this is great.
No.
I'm not kidding. And then another huge-ass knock. I'm like ready for my in-my-face encounter, okay?
And this
then
is
Neil
dark,
turns
right?
on
It's
his
not
camera
daylight or
equipment.
anything or dusk. Like you can't see shit. It's dark out.
It's just getting dark. Getting dark now.
So you can see a little bit in front of you, but not
probably
super,
around
super dark.
9.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
pretty
in
fucking
August,
dark.
so it was around
Okay.
9 o'clock. It was still light, you know.
Okay.
Neil turns on his camera equipment. It goes, bloop, and after that, all activity stopped. I swear. I mean, literally, I was freaking out. And I did everything I could. We had call blasting going on from speakers on top of the roof of the vehicle. I walked down this dirt road, probably 100 yards from the two of them, and we're doing back and forth provocations. And literally, there's trees so big, like it was pitch black. I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. No headlamp on, because Rob was always like, no headlamps. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm standing out here. There's a 9.5-foot tall alpha male in the vicinity. He could literally just scoop me up and walk away. I'm like, are you out of your effing mind?
Yeah. What the
Right?
fuck?
But
Trees are falling.
This is what I signed on.
Eric?
Yeah.
He's knocking
Yeah.
trees down. And you're in there going, I just want to meet him. I just want to fucking
hey.
meet the guy.
Hello.
Don't eat me.
How are you?
And his beta buddies
that
in
was
the
a-
back
that was
going,
a-
I'll meet you too. I'm a Bigfoot as well.
That was again.
Sorry.
Hey, come on home and
I'm
meet
having
the
a great
missus.
time with this conversation. I love it. Please go on.
I love it. So again, you know, that was another occasion where we wound up not having any more activity after that. But
Okay.
hell, 3 power knocks and a couple of trees, that's a good night. If, you
Yeah.
know, as far as squatching
Now,
goes.
have you ever acquired any
On the last
visual, like photograph, or everybody's got like the blurry photo or the semi-clear photo? Do you have anything like that on the thermals or anything like that?
I do. I've acquired with, trail cameras are really not very effective. Okay.
Sure.
But there's been occasions where I have picked up, some strange faces low to the ground and peeking around trees.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because when I was up in New York last year during the winter, my friend Brian, who shares my last name, by the way, Brian Spinner.
No relation, huh?
Not related by blood, but we're both BFRO investigators and organizers.
Okay.
We both have a daughter. My daughter's name's Anastasia. His daughter's middle name is Anastasia. There's a lot of synchronicity going on between the two of us. In fact,
Okay.
Heather and I just drove up to New York on Sunday and spent the night with Brian out in a remote site that he had set up the night before.
Just a bunch of spinners
And
looking for Bigfoot. That's
just
it.
3
Just
spinners, not
3
related by
spinners.
blood.
Yeah.
But when I was out there with him the year before, we took a night hike around midnight. Left the.
I'm not
girls
gonna lie
back
to you. I
at the
thought that was
house.
a suppressor. I was like, "Did you get one?" I'm not gonna lie to you. Every Call of Duty instinct kicked in. I was like, "Damn, he's strapped in there." Bigfoot's dead.
I got one. I got one now. But no, this is an AGM ASP Micro 384.
Okay.
That my dear friend Kevin
That sounds
left
intense.
for me when he went into the campsite in the sky. Okay. And this sucker is very powerful and like it takes pictures and video. Okay. So Brian and I were on this night hike and literally we're looking down at the ground because it was snow on the trail. Okay. And we could see turkey footprints going down the trail and bobcat footprints. And then it looks like what appeared to be a scuffle took place. Okay. So we're looking down at this scuffle and I hear something come up on us and I go, whoa, something's coming. And I lift up my therm. I don't see anything. Brian lifted up his. He has the same one. And we don't see anything. But I took a few quick shots, okay? Literally in one of the pictures, you can see what looks like a Bigfoot. Like 2 arms, 2 legs, body, and like going up the hillside right there.
You got
And
it.
that was the weirdest thing. So that was
But
just
did
last
you get
last
it?
winter in New York. Yeah, so I mean
That's awesome. That's awesome. Were you able to get it like in the
played
actual
that on
picture or the video? You said you have it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, I have it.
You
Yeah.
gotta send me that, dude.
It's really crazy, and neither one of us saw this thing. Okay.
Okay.
And so we didn't hear anything. I heard it walking away, but we couldn't see it through therm. So, but anyway, finishing up BC.
Okay.
This is 2009. I'm in BC. I'm the last one to leave. Rob is there. It's just me and him in base camp. I went down to the creek bottom by the waterfall, which was dried out because of the drought.
Okay.
And I'm sitting on a downed tree, and I'm meditating and saying my prayers. And I look up on the waterfall, and I see what looks like a head and shoulders, auburn-colored individual, like my hair color. Okay.
What, peering over the waterfall?
Up on the hillside, about 70 yards away. Okay. And I went, that wasn't there a minute ago. I had a digital camera in my left hand, so I pick up the camera, and I zoom in, and I take a couple of pictures. And then I'm like, well, I remember somebody saying if you take pictures over your shoulder, you might get them standing up and walking away. So I turn, and I take some pictures over my shoulder. I turn around, it's gone. And I'm like, oh, shit. So, of course, all I got was bushes in the pictures I took over my shoulder.
Of course.
But I took another shot as a comparison photo, okay? I go back up the hillside to base camp, and I say to Rob, hey, I think I just saw a Squatch. We put my SD card in his laptop. We look at the before and after. He goes, yeah, I think you saw a Squatch. But it was brief, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Does that just infuriate the shit out of you and the rest of the squatching community that you guys are constantly getting this goddamn close to getting something, and of course everybody's gonna be like, well, bullshit, and you know you're there, and I don't know you to be a liar. So for you to tell me,
the picture I took is like the forehead and the blurry eye sockets. This one's blurry.
Pictures.
This one's blurry. This one's blurry. They're all blurry.
They're all fucking blurry. Something about Bigfoot, he just distorts the camera. Eat a dick, man. He's got to figure it out. We're just human. Hello.
Yeah, it's a curse. The curse of Sasquatch. Okay.
The curse of Sasquatch. So, fucking A. Now, what else have you recorded on? Oh, I'm sorry, you were going to finish. Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying. Then I got dropped off at the ferry again, and I did that whole ferry and the train and the trolley back to the airport and flew home. Okay. Nice. But the following years, when I had my road crossing in the Pine Barrens.
What's that mean?
So
road crossing.
Well, we actually were out on St. Patty's Day. A friend of mine who was a Jersey Devil researcher, she and I went out into the woods instead of, we weren't drinking. We went out to the Pine Barrens to a spot that has had activity, and it was kind of rainy and cold that night. So around 12:30, I said, let's wrap it up. We're heading back, and at 10 after 1 in the morning, we're coming back into civilization. We literally a half mile from Shawnee High School. Okay. Not even. And this individual tears out from my right. I'm in my Oldsmobile at the time, doing about 50 miles an hour. This thing tears out from a development, doing probably 30 or 35 miles an hour. I slam on the brakes. She slides forward. She had a bottle of water between her legs. The water sprays up all over, and she goes, "What the F was that?" And I went, "Deer?" She goes, "No, it wasn't." And it wasn't, obviously. Hunched over, running on two legs with its arms like propelling it, okay? It was 3.5 feet over the hood of my car, okay? The legs were as thick as my waist. And you could see the hair, in the wind.
Just fluttering,
no muzzle,
just waft.
No ears, no antler, no tail, you know what I mean? So I know it wasn't a bear.
Fuck.
Right? And from where it ran out, there was chain link fence on both sides of this path.
Okay.
And the trajectory it was running, it would have crossed over the road through this other person's yard, who was one of my customers actually, and then gotten onto the high tension pole lines that takes it back into Wharton and down towards Atco and that area. Okay. Where I've investigated other sightings. So
sure.
Again, at this point though, I left out the part of me becoming an investigator with the BFRO.
Right.
And following up on reports, having access to the database, the flats. Okay.
Yeah. They let you into the guild.
I'm official.
What do you have to do to get it? What do you have to do to prove yourself to get into one of those things? Do you have to do they put you out in the middle of the woods for like a week? Just attend. You got to go to the meeting. You just got to be at the meeting.
Go, and you got to get tied to a tree naked, okay? Lathered up in peanut butter.
Now we're talking. This is the kind of show we need. Thank you. Keep going. Does it have to be peanut butter or can it be honey?
And the jar has to have a red lid, okay? That's a prerequisite, okay? But
why?
Nah, you have to attend an official BFRO expedition, which I had done, and then you have to be sponsored by another investigator, which I was. Big Mike up in New York, North Jersey, sponsored me. He also sponsored Todd, by the way, which is kind of funny.
He didn't do a good job with Todd.
Oh, no, not Todd. No. He sponsored Brian. That's another thing we have in common. Okay. Brian also was sponsored by Big Mike.
Okay.
He's got a set of lungs on him. In fact, my friend Brian, my good brother, actually won the Squatch Calling Championship this year in Whitehall, New York. Okay? And literally, I have a video I just took of him this weekend doing a call from the catwalks. Oh, no, Cat Rocks. I call it the catwalks. But we hiked up the AT to this overlook in the Berkshires. Okay.
One of my viewers wrote #fuck Todd. I'm sorry. if a movement to fucking slight Todd just ensues, I apologize. I don't know this guy. I don't know him, but
there's already another Bigfooter that's already trying to
I don't take
Todd,
it back. Okay? Fuck Todd. I stick with my users. Let's go. Facebook user. It doesn't even say who it's on there. Let's see who's.
I love you, Todd. You're the best.
Who said that?
Todd's my mentor. I'm not getting any.
It's my
wife.
wife.
Be on Facebook because I'm not getting it on YouTube.
I love you, Brittany. My wife went fuck Todd.
Brittany. Yeah.
Okay, so you're in.
Anyhow,
you're in the Squatch Society.
I'm in. I got access to the flats. I can do
the Illuminati of Sasquatching. You're in it. Let's go.
I'm in.
You're in, dude.
So yeah, I actually did some follow-ups, and but again, now I have a road crossing. Okay, in 2014. Well, fast forward. They're filming Finding Bigfoot.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know if you know this or not.
Yeah.
But Heather, my now bride, of 2 years, 10 years ago, she messages me on Facebook, and she's like, "Hey, Mr. Spinner, you think I could come over and watch Finding Bigfoot with you?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I know your parents." She's like, "It's okay. They love you."
Little
okay,
Bigfoot
cool,
and chill.
She came over. Yeah, we never did watch Finding Bigfoot.
Something was found,
but
just wasn't no feet.
Hey, little did she know she would be on Finding Bigfoot with me.
And where can people find Finding Bigfoot so they can look for you?
Oh, that was Animal Planet's hit TV show, Finding Bigfoot. It's it's still on Netflix and Prime.
Okay.
You can see the seasons. Mine was in season 5.
Season 5.
South Jersey Sasquatch. Yeah.
Okay.
The funniest thing is, though, I helped them put all this together. Me and my research good friend Art Mack and I helped all the the producers do all the preliminary and stuff. Took them out to all our areas. Did my interview with Bobes, Bobo Faye, and I got edited out of the episode.
What?
So I wound up on the editing room floor. Yes. After all that.
Well, we're gonna make another one at some point.
All you see from me is in the town hall meeting.
When I'm not technologically inept and I can work a camera, let's fucking do this, dude. Let's make it a comedy Squatch. Like,
dude,
just see how much you can get me to freak the fuck out in the middle of the woods.
I just got a new DSLR. Heather got me this. I had Heroes, but this is the Hero 11 Black.
Okay.
This will capture something.
That's the Squatch cam right there.
That's the Squatch cam. I also have it hooked up so I can put on my dashboard, dash cam.
Nice.
We use digital audio recorders. This is one that I use, the H2N. I also have a mic stick, which I didn't bring in. It's in the back of my truck, in the rifle rack. But it's on a stick, which I use headphones with. I can use it like a bionic ear, and I can record really awesome vocalizations through it.
That's awesome.
So that's some of the gear we use. Of course, I mentioned earlier about the trail cameras.
Yeah.
This is a no glow. Okay. So yeah, that's some of the stuff. Of course, we use the headlamps. Of course, the red LED is the way to go. You know what I mean? You don't want to scare them with the white light. Okay.
Yeah, because nothing's more easing than a giant red light coming through the woods.
Number one of gear to have with you in the Pine Barrens. Well, it's the Chigaway.
Yo, actually, funny you mentioned that. I am actually currently undergoing treatment for Lyme's disease. One of the little bastards went from a ball bag and made it right around my thigh. But as you know, as a guy who spends a ton of time in the woods and I've done camping, hiking, survival training, all that stuff. You know, it's pretty much just the insect version of STDs. It's like you take some antibiotics and you're done. It's like the clap. How many times you had it?
Yeah,
I bet you like 4 or 5 times by now.
Not me.
No?
Not me, man. No.
I've had it like
Nope.
twice. I'm pretty sure.
I have Lyme disease, but no clap. Or chlamydia.
No, I'm not talking about the clap. I'm talking about Lyme disease. No. Fuck. No, I wasn't talking about that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But no, I had a nice bullseye mark right on my thigh.
That's a different story.
I mean, you can do more than
I never
one
saw
episode.
the bullseye.
No. As soon as I seen, I knew exactly what it was because I was very worn down. Apparently, he was going for Madong, and then realized there wasn't enough to suck on, and he just latched onto my leg. And then it was nice enough for him to do that because then I saw it pretty plainly.
You mentioned in an earlier podcast about your circumcision going wrong, so hey.
It was a rumor.
Wait, did you
my
freak?
moil
Hello?
was very professional.
Am I on? Is this? Is this thing on?
You're going. Hold on. Goodbye.
Hang on, do that again. I'll hit my vape.
You can do it now. It's fine. You listen. Whatever
That's
you got
true,
to
I
do.
could, actually.
Anything
It's
short of
CBD.
getting naked, I have to ask.
I know Matt was smoking. Or Mike was smoking.
Yeah, I don't care. Do whatever you got to do, buddy. But all right, so you're in the Illuminati. You're in the Sasquatch Illuminati. All right. Todd is useless. So
He's my mentor.
What? Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. But Todd left you radio silent, and I don't appreciate that. And I will hold a grudge until he apologizes to me, because he did nothing wrong to me, but I require it. But all right, so
here I got edited.
You got edited out.
I got edited out.
Fuck that.
Okay. They aired it January 26th, okay? And then Matt Moneymaker is the founder of the BFRO. He's like one of the biggest names in Bigfoot, okay?
Okay.
He was the cast member of the Finding Bigfoot show, him and Bobes and Cliff and Renee, okay?
Okay.
So we had a great time filming, a lot of fun. Heather loved it. But Matt is in California, so they're 3 hours difference, right? So they're airing it out there, and Matt texts me, he says, "Oh, Spinner, that sucks. I didn't know you got cut." I said, "It's cool." He goes, "There's only 44 minutes in an episode." I said, "Yeah, I know how it works, Matt." I said, "Well, one thing that could make me, feel better is you could make me an organizer." So he says, "I'll talk to Caroline, our secretary." So at that point, I became an organizer as well as an investigator, which means now I am able to take people out into the forest on expeditions. They sign up via the BFRO's, BFRO.net, and I'm the leader of this expedition, so they actually pay me to take people out into the forest and teach them how to go about doing this research. So I've taken this passion for Bigfoot, right? Mm-hmm. And I've parlayed it into something that I actually get paid for.
Hell
so
yeah,
there you
dude.
go.
That's the dream, man. That's the dream.
So by day, I'm the vitamin guy, the nutritionist, right?
Yeah.
In town.
Slinging sups by day
night,
and hunting Squatch by night.
And by night, I'm a Bigfoot researcher.
Fuck yeah,
okay,
dude.
I'm the only health food store in America, mind you, that has a Bigfoot museum in their store.
Check it out.
So,
Health Haven, right? Health Haven
2.
Health Haven 2, excuse me, in Medford, New Jersey. Check them out. And apparently the most illustrious Squatch museum in South Jersey as well. Look at that big fucking foot. What is that?
I can't even fit it on the camera because you got us like enlarged. But this is from Walla Walla, Washington. It's
Wait,
just
what?
fun to say Walla Walla, Washington.
It's not actually from
And
there. You
is-
just wanted to
this
say
is-
that?
Well, no, it is.
Oh,
It's from Washington State.
Just don't mind me. Oh God, don't do that. Don't break your foot. How is that? Is that plaster or is that like what is it? What is
This
that made
is like
of?
I don't know.
It sounds
it's
like it's
heavy.
like slate. It sounds like
It's
tile.
heavy. I got to be careful because I got glass shelves. But yeah, you kind of kidded around and said, "Don't break it," right?
Yeah.
Well, I broke this one.
Oh shit.
This was his buddy Sam.
Okay.
Also from Walla Walla.
Okay.
But this one is signed. This one's signed to Eric from Dr. Jeff Meldrum, who's another big name in the Bigfoot community. Okay.
Yeah.
Anthropologist at Idaho State University.
Like it.
So I decided, hey,
dude, that thing's as big as your torso. What the fuck?
Right? This sucker's it's like 9 feet tall. Easy, this guy. Okay.
So if he just wanted to stomp you to death right in your chest plate, you're done. You're done. You're finished.
Done.
Ah,
Done.
Jesus. Good Lord.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't go out with any weapons. Okay. I have
You
I have
should.
a Squatch stick. Well,
A
the
Squatch
Jersey
stick?
Devils have
What is
a
that?
Squatch stick. Yeah,
Can
it's
I
like
see your
It's like a
Squatch stick?
small baseball bat. It's in the truck, actually.
You're nuts. There's no shot you go out there with just a baseball bat to defend yourself against what could be your death almost imminently. It's like bigger than a bear, and you're just gonna leave it to a
squatching-
Louisville Slugger.
You got to have brass balls to go squatching. I'm kidding. I use a Kimber. Actually, I have a Kimber. It's a pepper blaster, dual jets.
Yeah, you don't want to kill them, but I know you want to. I know you got to send a bigger message in a bat because whatever bat he can hold is probably 4 times bigger than you. He's like,
Should I tell the other story?
Please.
You want to go to that story? Okay.
Please.
I'm out hiking.
That's
on
what this is about.
Thanksgiving. Remember I told you I was like getting clean and sober at the time, so I got a love of the outdoors, right? So here, 2009, Thanksgiving Day, I'm out by Apple Pie Hill.
Okay.
By
I've
the
been there.
abandoned railroad tracks, okay?
I've
So
been
I
there.
park my Oldsmobile out in the woods.
This
I
Oldsmobile
hiked-
has been through some shit.
Oh, the Rangers and mixed canoe rental people and stuff. They're like, we don't see cars out here very often.
They don't typically make it.
I'm like, I got air suspension ride, motherfucker.
I'm hunting Bigfoot.
I go, those little whoop-de-doos are no
Yep.
match for me. So literally, I'm out there all by myself. It had snowed overnight, okay? This is at like 10 in the morning. I'm out there hiking looking for tracks. I get down to the railroad tracks. I cross over. I'm thinking about the chick I had the night before, okay?
Of course.
I'm not kidding you. And so, like, I went to take a leak on a tree. And, like, I did one of these swinging the thing type of things, right? And I look to my
Go
left
on.
and I see a stump. So I took my baseball
He doesn't
bat.
mean
I
his
had a
dick, he
child-
means trees.
I took the child's baseball bat that I had with me, and I do 3 knocks on this.
He means
stump.
a real child's baseball bat, not his penis. Go ahead.
And from behind me on the right, I hear a growl so loud it vibrated my right ear.
Well, yeah,
And
you
I
whipped it out
turn.
for him.
Yeah, and it was like a sign of aggression. Okay, that's like an alpha male thing, right?
Or nice
So
dick.
loud it vibrated, and I turned and I went, whoa.
You growled back at him?
I gave a huff. I went,
Okay.
whoa.
What if that was? What if it was Bigfoot speak for "wanna fuck" and you were just like, "Yeah, let's go." Are you back there? What if that was Bigfoot speak for "I want to put it in you" and you were just like, "Yeah, get in there."
Wait. No, that's a different sound. I'll
Oh, okay. Oh, do you have a catalog of these sounds?
Whoa.
Now, is that mid fuck or is that let's fuck?
No, I got a guy. I got a guy
You
who's
got a
got a
guy?
catalog. Okay, that's who we use.
got a Bigfoot
When I get
screen
audio, I
catalog
send it to
guy.
Managi. Managi Healer. He's actually a military analyst who has a catalog of every known animal, plus a huge catalog of Bigfoot sounds. So yeah, when I want to know for sure if we recorded something, I send him my audio files, and he does all the analysis on it. But yeah, this thing growled at me so loud, like I said, it vibrates. I went, whoa, second time, whoa,
Nope.
growled again, and
Nope.
like.
Nope.
It's Thanksgiving, okay? The leaves are off the trees and stuff. I'm not seeing where this sound is coming from. And I'm standing with a child's baseball bat in my hand. I go, All I have is a child's baseball bat for a weapon. I go,
Yeah.
hello,
Toothpick.
how are you?
Just trying to fuck.
A third growl.
Put the bat down.
I'm looking around. I don't see where it's coming from.
Oh God, it's in the tree. It's in the tree.
I said,
Fuck.
does this mean you don't?
Sorry.
I go, does this mean you don't want me here?
No, I mean,
I'm like, I swear, it's like
you're having a conversation with this thing.
I said, okay, I'm leaving. I'm literally having a conversation, but I can't see it. I go, okay, I'm leaving. I walk back up over the railroad track. I get to the top. I turn and wave. Okay, go back down the other side. Get back on the trail that takes me back to the trail that I came in on, and there's snow on the ground. Okay, so I go down. I make a right. Get back on the trail towards my car, and I'm occasionally looking behind me to see if I'm getting followed. I get about halfway back to the car, and I see a game trail going off to the right through a thick grove of mountain laurel. And I'm like, oh, they love mountain laurel. So I hike through this game trail through
mountain laurel.
Mountain laurel.
How do you know that?
I think the well, I actually believe that they use it as like a nursery area for the young because it's so thick and protective. They can leave their young in there while they're and it offers good ground coverage. See, there's certain things. Let me finish the story.
Go on, sorry. My ADD.
I get through this thick mountain laurel. I know, squirrel, and literally I come out on a clearing, and in the snow is a line of tracks, 12 inches long, in tightrope fashion. Okay, that's how Bigfoot walk. They don't walk like humans do, sidestepping. Okay,
yeah,
it's more of a tightrope type.
Yeah, like a heel toe. So from what I've heard,
and these tracks were made in the snow, but while it was snowing, you know what I mean? So you could see the impression, you could see the toes, but there was snow in there as well. So they lead all the way across this clearing to at the other end of the game trail continues. There's an arch, there was an X, and a tree twisted off about 5 feet off the ground. So
how big was the tree? How big was the tree that was twisted off?
About 6 inches. About 6 inches. 5, 6 inches. Pretty big to be twisted like that, you know? And so it's like a good place to put my trail camera, okay? And I then set up a trail camera. I had apples with me. I had a can of Alpo dog stew with the, peel top.
They like
lid.
dog
I put
food?
that right in the tree where it was broken off. I figured beef stew. It doesn't matter if they like dog food or not. It's appealing.
I mean,
right?
bring
and
them
I
some
set up
lobster.
a game camera.
Wine and dine it. Maybe that's why you guys are just cheap.
I've tried.
Maybe that's why it won't come out.
We've hung. Oh no! Believe me, I've offered some nice,
cheap
tasty treats. Okay.
Okay.
So, I'm half hour after getting growled at. I'm hanging my trail camera out in the woods. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I head back to my car and I leave. But that was on Thanksgiving Day. I mean, there's just been so many occasions, like since getting into this, right?
Yeah.
I'm out there more than most people. My friend Art and I have more boots on the ground experience than most people doing this type of research. Let's face it.
Okay.
And I'm out there almost every week or every other week out in the. Like I said, we were just out over the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Up in New York State, where there's right in the center. We were located in the center of all these sightings that my friend Brian has investigated and listed on his research area. And it was crazy.
Yeah. So you take people out now, like you charge people to take them out in Bigfoot. How big are the groups? Like how big of a group can you go before it becomes non-conducive to hunting for Bigfoot? Like 5?
And
is that too many people?
No, I mean it depends on the area, the geography of where you're doing the expedition. Because out west they have a lot
South Jersey
more
Pine
land,
Barrens, like Tabernacle, Chemung, all that.
I don't like to go more than 20 in my expedition. 20 is usually where I cut it off.
20 people.
And I'm doing one, like I said, in a couple of weeks. 20 individuals. That includes BFRO investigators that are assisting me. Okay. Researchers. But yeah, I have about 20 people coming out on this one in a couple of weeks, and yeah, we're going to be going out there doing our thing.
And you said people can get onto what's the website again to book you for a Squatching tour or?
Well, through the BFRO, it's bfro.net, but we also have our own website, Nasbro, NASBRO. That's stands for North American Sasquatch Bigfoot Researchers Organization. It's a mouthful, I know. But,
NASBRO.
You can check us out on Squatch Talks. Squatch Talks Podcast on Instagram.
Squatch Talks Podcast.
YouTube.
Facebook. I got all the links on my website if you guys want to check all that out.
All the links.
Now, not just Sasquatch. Most of my explorative experience has been like ghost hunting. Like I have a lot of friends growing up that were like mediums, and we would go to the abandoned houses. Shit. Like, did you do a lot of that? Like, do you have any audio? I know a way more about the ghost stuff than I do Bigfoot because I watched Ghost Adventures. I watch Paranormal Activity movies and shows. Like I get pretty into that stuff. You literally the first year and a half of my daughter being born was she fell asleep on my chest to Ghost Adventures, probably all 9+ seasons of it.
Nice.
Yeah. So do you do stuff like that as well?
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, Zach Baggins.
Well, we have.
There's some drama in that show. I didn't realize there was that much drama in their cast. It was weird, but then I just wanted to watch the show.
Is. But there's a lot of. Same with the Bigfoot community too. There's a lot of drama.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure. I imagine there's quite a few big personalities in the Bigfoot sphere of people. A couple of weirdos.
If you want to lose friends, start a podcast. Okay. I'm just saying.
I do this to make friends.
Now everybody, Anyway, well. It's nice to think that, but it's not always the case in the Bigfoot realm. Okay, maybe in the ghost realm. No, I've met a lot, and that's the thing. Like with doing these expeditions, I'm saying it might be in the ghost paranormal.
Oh, it definitely is. Definitely is.
Realm. You might, However, I just got a notification about my interview tomorrow night that I'm doing with a different radio station.
Very nice.
Not to one up you. I'm just.
You've been doing this longer than me, man. But you were one of the first people I told that I wanted to start.
It's a busy week. This is a busy week.
Yeah, you're a popular guy. Keep going, bro. We'll rattle off for a little bit longer.
I'm glad I waited till the 4th or 5th episode.
Yeah,
so that we could work
see if
the
it was
bugs
any
out.
good.
You're doing great.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. A lot of smarter people helped me appear less dumb. Is what I've been saying. I'm still pretty dumb, but slowly but surely I'll figure it all out.
Well, we started this Squatch Talks thing a year and a half ago, okay? And it began while camping out in the forest with some friends, okay? And me and my 2 co-hosts, Brian and Nathan, made a pact that we were going to do it, stop talking about it, and actually make it happen. So,
we'll
talk
about it. Be about
Brian left.
Yep.
Brian left the show after 6 months. And then after season 3, I get back from California, in May, and I reach out to Nathan. I'm like, hey, you ready to jump back on and start season 4? And he says, I can say with certainty I am not. So now I have lost both of my co-hosts, okay? We're still dear friends, but they just got burned out. So it's now me, continuing to keep the show must go on kind of thing, But
I've definitely regimented myself to make this happen, and I definitely couldn't have done it without the help of quite a few people. But I find that me wanting to make it happen and me wanting to do it, it may not have been the same viewpoint of others. So I don't rely on that. If somebody says they want to come over and help out, dude, come on over. We'll hang out, do whatever, come on the show. But it's been an interesting road, man. You really learn who's got your back, and everybody's been reaching out. Everybody, people that I thought didn't give a shit, or people that I know give a shit, and I just haven't heard from them in a while. And it's awesome. It's awesome to see that. And you live close, man. We got to hang out more. And I want to go on. I want to go on an adventure.
I'll take you out. And I'll come check out your man cave. It looks really cool,
Yeah, the studio's
I just thought it'd be cool, since we're talking Bigfoot, to have my background. You know what I mean? With
Hell yeah.
My crap in the background.
Hell yeah.
But
dude.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to keep this thing going, and so like this week alone, you mentioned the ghosting. That's where I want to go.
Yes. ADD squirrel.
We have had some really unusual stuff happen out in the field. Okay, so last year Nathan and I did this cryptid festival. It was the first one they had up at Kearney Cottage, which is a very haunted building.
Last year,
Perth Amboy. Last year,
okay.
In May.
So is this an annual thing they're going to do, or that was the first one and only?
Now it is.
Okay,
that
cool.
was the first one. We were the first speakers. This year, this Saturday actually, from 10 a.m. till 7 p.m. is the second one. It's the Cryptid Festival, which is on all my links, of course. I am one of the speakers. Okay.
Nice.
You got Eric Mintel Investigates. Eric and I are good friends. He's got a channel also, Eric Mintel Investigates. He and I have teamed up and done some videos on his channel. And he has the most views he's getting is from the Bigfoot stuff, more so than paranormal. Okay.
Sure.
In fact, he was on Temple University or TUTV or whatever it's called now with 1 million followers, right?
Okay.
The first episode he put up was Bigfoot in New Jersey, the Bigfoot in the Pine Barrens episode that I helped him film and we were part of. Heather helped out, my daughter filmed. You know, it's awesome, right?
It is awesome.
He's doing a thing up in Boyertown Friday night. One of his investigations. I'm going to go up as a guest, Heather and I. And then Saturday, I'm going up to Perth Amboy, and I'm going to be speaking. Ken Gerhard is going to be there. He's been on all the Monster Quest and Unexplained with William Shatner and all these different conferences and things. Esteban Sarmiento, a primatologist from New York, he's going to be there. He was on Monster Quest. Eric Mintel's speaking. I'm speaking. I'm actually going to introduce Ken Gerhard. I'll be on before Ken. Originally, I was going to be the headliner, and of course, then my friend Michael brought in these other, people who are definitely bigger names than myself. You know what I mean? So I'm pleased to have the opportunity to be a part of it.
Nice, man. That's awesome.
And then then we're going to be doing the expedition afterwards. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Busy Bigfoot and dude, man. That's awesome. Who knew you could fill a schedule up with Bigfoot and all that? That's awesome, man. If at any point I get slacking off in stand-up comedy, I need you to tell me, well, listen, dude, I go looking for Bigfoot. Step your game up, stop being a bitch, and get up and go. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
And like I said, I mean, there is no limit.
Coming to get you.
Okay, so like we have been in places where we've had some weird parent. It happened to me in Pennsylvania a couple of years ago. Let me tell you, we call it woo. Okay, now my friends and I have changed it from woo, which is the paranormal shit that happens on these outings. Okay, that you can't explain. We've changed it to paranormal parallels. That's what we call it now. But we see strange lights. I've seen UFOs out in the field. Okay, no kidding. Orbs. There's all kinds of stuff that happens.
Yeah.
So we've kind of, embraced that somewhat. We started a group called Trace on Facebook.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, there is stuff that goes on we can't explain. So I've delved into. We got the REM pod. I've got the EMF. I've got the ghost box.
The Mel meters and the the EMF field things.
The Estes sessions, right? EMF things.
The spirit boxes and all.
We've done frequency. Okay, Brian had this drum over the weekend that we were playing that was really amazing.
A drum?
So yeah, we have incorporated some of that. A drum that's like made out of metal, and it's got these different, you can just tap it with the drumsticks. It really sounds cool.
Cool.
Beautiful, yeah.
Interesting.
So again, things we're trying, okay, and I'm in the process of pitching a new show that's going to be really incredible, and we're hoping we're going to start filming the pilot for it.
Okay.
I just got some new gear, some new cameras. I've got my friend Art Mack helping out, who's awesome with production. He was going to do documentaries in Africa, but never made it out there. But he's going to help me do this. And I'm going to go talk to Eric Mintel about coming on board with me. We're going to do something pretty exciting.
Awesome.
Stay tuned.
Hell yeah, dude. That's great. Well, listen, I'm definitely going to be booking a explorative event with you to go look at Bigfoot and then videotape it for comical reasons, because there's no way that's not going to be hilarious. Me and 2 or 3 dumbasses being led by you.
I had somebody try to get on the expedition. Oh, we always have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sounds like a great time.
We take the research seriously.
And best case scenario, you find fucking Bigfoot.
We've had activity. That's the thing. Like, people come on my expeditions that are skeptics, right? They think they're going to go out with a bunch of wahoos and that get excited over hearing coyotes howling, right? Yeah. I had literally my friend Jacob now, who's an attendee of mine, who's now a friend who goes out with me researching. He's like, he was brought to tears last year on the Pine Barrens expedition from the experience that we had on the final night.
He was brought to tears. It was that emotional. Like he saw it went through that much there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Patty, who's a law enforcement officer from New York, she's coming down with her husband to the Pine Barrens to assist me. She was having a conversation with what we call a lovesick juvenile.
A lovesick juvenile.
And a lovesick juvenile, yeah. And we have it recorded on audio. And also wood knocks, red eye glow. I mean, red lights.
Red eye glow? Their eyes glow red too?
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
orangey red, yeah. Depends
on
what kind of mood they're in, you know?
All right. Do they fly? Like, what are they?
Dude, I'm telling you.
You think that you said it. Some people think they're interdimensional beings. Maybe they just, come up behind people while they're pissing and just try and.
You know what? One thing that Todd brought up when we did his interview. Okay, I had him on as a guest.
Go on.
One thing he brought up is, hey, you know how people believe in ghosts, right? And that we believe spirits exist, right?
Yeah.
Why couldn't there be Bigfoot ghosts?
Hey man,
that blew my mind.
I hope
I was
real.
Like,
that'd be awesome. I hope ghosts are real.
Yeah.
I hope Bigfoot's real. I hope
I believe
Loch Ness Monster and aliens are real. Can't just be us, right? You believe? I imagine you believe in aliens.
Hey, you'd have to be arrogant not to believe that there's other life forms out there. You know what I mean? You can squeeze through. Go ahead. Heather's home.
Hi, Heather.
She wants to get past. Hold on. Hi, Heather.
Hi, Dustin.
Hi. I got to stop by the store and get some soap. Because you told me to
ordered some more Squatch Talks podcast, Yeti bars.
Yeti bars, that's what they were. I was trying to think of the name earlier because I did want to plug it for you. Yes. If you're doing this Dr. Squatch shit, this Dr. Squatch chicanery, you got to go to the Yeti bar. Go to Health Haven in Medford, New Jersey. Grab the Yeti bar. Show the people what they want.
To the right, that one.
I do have to finish up my Dr. Squatch bar before I come over and buy it. Oh, look at that.
Yeti bars.
The wrapping's more personal, and he signs it.
Squatch Talks. No, this is our bar. It's caramel with tobacco with a hint of chocolate.
What kind of tobacco? Are we talking Newport or Marlboro?
I think so. I can't keep track.
I don't know. But it's got also some fine red cedar shavings, so it exfoliates. Okay?
Fine cedar shavings.
Nice and smooth.
Thank you.
Did you hear? Did you hear
what
she said?
You know what this podcast was missing was a description of Eric's balls.
I said his balls are nice and smooth.
You missed it, apparently.
Not anymore.
Oh, my God. Well, I think that is a great opportunity to wrap this up after talking about your ball bag. I'm going to do that.
On that note,
we're going to be wrapping it up. And listen, dude, I can't thank you enough for coming on. This is going to be one of many. Dude, if something happens, if you find fucking Bigfoot, you got to tell me. You have to. Every time I'm going to ask.
We should have you come out. We should have you come out to the expedition and do a little live feed.
No, that's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'll stream it on mine. It'll be a Squatch Talks thing and just stream it through mine. That'd be awesome. Just see how fucking freaked out I can get by giant 9-foot apes in the wilderness, man. But I do appreciate you coming on. This has been one fun hour to talk about. I appreciate you letting me josh on your passion. It's all love, brother. I do appreciate you. And if anybody is curious, Health Haven, Medford, New Jersey, Squatch Talks podcast, the Yeti bar, all the links are in the description of any of your desires to get a hold of Eric. And what was the website for Bigfoot Adventures again?
BFRO, Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization.net, NASBRO.net. And hey, thanks for squatching. And Dustin, it was great being your guest tonight.
Man, I do appreciate you. All right. Have a good one. All right, buddy. All right, people. That's been Dust Off the Mic podcast. Thank you so much for joining in. I know we had a decent crowd tonight. Have a good night.